The holiday season is rolling along in pretty good shape economically. Consumer sentiment hit an 8-year high, remember last week, really marking an about-face from the lows of the Great Recession back in 2008 and 2009. This is good news for retailers and other businesses. Joe Krier, president of Krier Wealth Management, says enjoy it, but don't get too complacent. There's a few warning signs that are out there. Good morning to you, Joe. Thanks for being here. Do appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
All right, let's talk about these warning signs. Do we need to be worried?
Well, we don't want to get out of control on the happy side. You know, there's a pendulum of fear and greed and pain and euphoria, and it's been 8 years since we went through the Great Recession, and people are coming out of that. They're tired of being depressed about that. They're getting their financial houses in order, but things are starting to heat up, and when things heat up a little too much, we just have to be careful with that.
It's interesting. We see low energy costs. We're talking also gasoline. I mean, what was it, $2.42, I think, on the south side we were reporting yesterday. Yeah. Is there a downside to this?
Yeah, and gasoline is the biggest driver here, and it's permeating everything on a global basis right now. There are some areas of the economy that'll do extremely well. You know, people have more money to go out to dinner and so forth. But, you know, we see oil producers, which employs about 6 million people in this country. We have nations like Venezuela and Russia, which aren't exactly our friend, but if they go into severe economic troubles, that's going to spill over and eventually make it back to our shores.
And let's talk Russia, of course. We've seen what's happening over in Russia. You know, President Putin, in fact, addressed the country yesterday and said, hey, just give us 2 years and we'll get the ruble back where it needs to be.
Yeah.
What kind of impact can we expect to see here, you know, in the United States or even globally in the market affecting us as a result of what's going on there?
There's a big spill over there because there's a lot of people that lent Russia money to do oil and gas exploration, and all those loans, all those banks that lent that money, they're up on edge right now because Russia is capable of just saying, forget it, we're not going to pay our interest. Venezuela has already done that, and as you've already reported this morning on some of the Cuba stuff, Venezuela has been subsidizing Cuba for years. They can't do it anymore. So, you know, when you see these faraway places having tough times, it doesn't take it long in this new economy to get to our shores.
All right, I always have to ask you, Joe, because I think what impacts a lot of our viewers, of course, are interest rates. And we saw, I know the Fed met in the last couple of days. Everything seems to be fine. What are you seeing in your crystal ball here in terms of interest rates going up, perhaps?
Yeah, they're kind of in a tough spot because, you know, raising rates tends to slow down the economy. However, rates have been artificially low for way too long now. And the fear is that all of a sudden the economy starts growing so fast that it's out of their control, and raising rates has no impact. Russia the other day raised their rates 7% in one day. You know, around here, 0.25% is a big deal, and they're going to start doing this no later than June of next year. They want to have that sort of in there, that arrow in their quiver, where if rates are up a little bit and we get in another crisis, they want to be able to lower rates to help the economy. And right now, if we happen to slip into another rough spot, they don't really have many tools left in their toolbox.
Joe, thank you very much
Good to
for
see
being
you.
here. Do appreciate it always. Bruce?